Hey guys, I have a Friday twofer for you, two wrapped in one editorial. And before we even get to that, I want to say thank you to all of you who are still subscribed. Those of you who are still subscribed, still watching, thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you, and those just aren't words. I really do. I so appreciate when you guys watch and when you guys comment. I'm like, yeah, people are still commenting. People are still watching. Those who have unsubscribed, you're going to miss what's going on with law enforcement across your nation. You're out of the loop now. You're not going to be informed unless you watch the news, and then you'll see what they want you to know locally. But those of you who have unsubscribed, you're going to miss it. I'm sorry. You're missing out. But thank you to each and every one of you who are still here, still watching, still hanging in there. For those who are subscribed but might think, well, I don't know, I think this guy is done with auditing and stuff. No, look, I'm going to say, I've said it before, I'm just going to nail it. Give me 20 seconds here. I am not against First Amendment audits. I'm not. My stance hasn't changed on that. I think it's an important thing to educate people on our First Amendment rights. We are allowed to record in public. I don't have a problem with people that walk up to your camera and stop filming me and they get in your face and you still record them. Hey, you don't want to be recorded, don't walk up to the camera. My only contention with these First Amendment audits who go into the municipal government buildings, the government tax office, the whatever office, is when someone's behind a window at a desk, you have the right to record them, and I don't have a problem with that. But when they do something like get up and shut the blinds and say, look, please, I don't want to be recorded. Shh, okay, go away. And you're like, whoo, oh, I can do this. I have the right. You know, my only contention is that now you have moved from letting them know you have a First Amendment right to do this, you're exercising the right to, I stopped doing that stuff when I was 11 years old, taunting people and pestering and hi, no, go, you know what, guys? Okay, obviously this person's really busy. Let's go check these tapestries out, or let's go over here and check this trophy case out, or whatever. Just say, you know what? Oh, there's a guy over here. Let's go see what he's doing. Be mature enough to move on. And what I'm trying to say is if you do that, your message and our message will be conveyed in a more mature and higher way, and people will begin to go, you know what, those guys are really professional right there. Okay, but when you're going, I have a right to do this, peekaboo, you can say peekaboo, I do, but I don't do it like that. So there is a fine line between I have a legal right to do this and I'm just acting like a 9-year-old right now, taunting you. There's a fine line there, and I don't think we should cross that line. That's my only contention. Hope that helps you understand a little more, because I've had people recently say, well, now you're against, so they have a right to do First Amendment audits. I'm not against that. I'm just saying it's Act 32 instead of 9. We got editorials to get on with, guys. It's Friday. Are you still watching? Are you still hanging with me? Then let's do this. We're going to Illinois first, and then we're going to go to Florida. But we're going to Illinois first. Thank you to Heart of Illinois ABC. Heart of Illinois ABC. Thank you for this news story that we're going to give as an editorial. A press release from Peoria Police Department indicates officers responded to Pearson Boswell's address where he identified himself as a police officer and stated he was having trouble with a female. Pearson Boswell claimed he had been assaulted and was bleeding from the head. Chief Lauren Marion was briefed and notified Illinois State Police, who took over the investigation. Pearson Boswell, who's 26, identified as a probationary officer and was arrested by state police on the aforementioned charges. He has been placed on administrative leave, paid administrative leave, shall we say, and the investigation is ongoing. Now, an update is that Peoria police officer has been arrested on multiple charges. Peoria County jail records show the officer Larry Pearson Boswell faces charges of aggravated domestic battery and interfering with a report of domestic violence. So here's another one where a cop, and that was the latest that I could find on it, but here's another one where a cop and he's a probationary cop. He ain't even had a chance to get out there yet and experience the people in his face and whatnot. He's still on probation, and he's already got anger issues. Allegedly. It's alleged. He's been charged with it. So he faces charges of aggravated domestic battery and interfering with a report of domestic violence. And here's another one where a cop, domestic, brings it home, and he's beating on his wife allegedly. And what is going on? Let me ask all of you out there that may watch this video that do the hiring of your local law enforcement agency. When you're talking to somebody, do you even ask them about anger management or their emotions? Do you say, okay, if your wife yells at you and throws a glass of water in your face, you're going to beat the shit out of her? I mean, you got to come up with something. I mean, obviously you're not going to ask that, but there's got to be something that brings it out of these guys where they can determine this guy's going to be an issue. This guy's going to be a problem. He's got domestic or whatever. I don't know. Am I just rambling right now? I'm just saying this is a very common thing among law enforcement officers. And it is, man. I've done editorial after editorial after editorial after editorial of law enforcement officers who are involved in domestic violence. And I understand that it happens all walks of life and all occupations. But it's happening with too many law enforcement officers. How many people on the street have they violated? How many people on the street have they assaulted or battered? I mean, if they're going to beat their wife at home, you damn well know they're going to beat the guy on the street. Because anger is anger is anger. I'm just saying. It's an attitude. It's a personality. So that there is another officer that is charged with domestic battery, aggravated domestic battery. It says, remember the guy who put the gun, he used the gun and whatnot. So it's just ridiculous. I don't know how they do the hiring process to get these guys hired, but things got to change. And it's Illinois. Aren't we back in Illinois? Haven't we been to Illinois a few times on editorials? Well, of course, we've been in a lot of states, but let's go to Florida while we're talking about it. And in Florida, let's go to Fox News. Fox 13 in Florida. Thank you, David Arrow. A-A-R-O, David Arrow. Thank you for this story at Fox News, Florida. A Florida police officer was arrested by the FBI Thursday on charges of possessing child pornography. Gabriel Albala, 45, of Margate, Florida, was ordered held without bond following an appearance in Fort Lauderdale federal court Friday. The FBI interviewed Albala on Thursday morning before arresting him in the afternoon, according to FBI Miami. Boynton Beach Chief of Police Michael G. Gregory said in a statement that Albala had been relieved of duty following his arrest. He says, quote, Chief Gregory, this morning agents from the Federal Bureau of Investigation interviewed a Boynton Beach police officer in regard to an ongoing federal investigation. This afternoon, the officer was taken into federal custody and relieved of duty. While this investigation has drawn scrutiny of this particular officer's conduct, it is not reflective of all women and men who serve this community. The FBI's Miami office did not respond to Fox News requests for comment. The South Florida Sun-Sentinel reported that Albala is accused of purchasing child pornography via the microblogging website Tumblr in September and October of last year. The transactions, which were done over Venmo, were described as an innocuous purchases such as textbook and tutor. The paper reported that Albala's next court appearance is set for September 4th, and his arraignment is scheduled for September 13th. So this guy, Albala, another cop, child pornography, another cop, pedophilia, Chester the molester, pederast, use your term, another cop, another law enforcement officer involved in something with children. I don't get it, man. How do these cops get hired? Domestic battery and child pornography twice in 30 days. Now, I've looked for, it said his court arraignment was scheduled for September 13th. I looked for an update on that. I cannot find one. I searched Google. I searched the last week. I searched this month. I've searched his name in Florida, and they're just not talking about it for some reason, or I can't find it. I found something about a jazz band in Fort Lauderdale. But I don't know. So if you guys in Florida, hey, Big Nick, we're trusting in you. Brother, the 6, we're looking for this story update. What happened to this guy last Friday? So, but I can't find updates on this. So if any of you in Florida have updates of this guy, is he scheduled a hearing? Did he plead guilty or no contest? What's going on with this guy? Okay, I was unable to find it. I searched everywhere. I could not find this. They're not talking about it. They're like, shh. But there you go. Another cop involved in something like this. It's just stupid and crazy, and I don't get it, and I don't know what's going on. Unbelievable. But I'm letting you know what's going on with law enforcement officers across your nation. A couple things I wanted to address. Venmo. They said the transactions were done over Venmo. Let me say this. Venmo is a respectable company. I used Venmo to get a cabin for my daughter's 16th birthday, which is coming up. And the fam, we're going to go up there and enjoy a mountainous retreat for the weekend with my daughter in the mountains. I used Venmo to purchase that cabin. So Venmo is a respectable company. All you e-beggars who are having problems with PayPal, Venmo, there you go. You can do transactions on Venmo, and you can call it auditor or court appearance or lawyer fees, something like that. And you can use Venmo and you can do the transactions. There you go. But Venmo is a very respectable company. I used it and I liked it, and it's great. I used it to pay, not to collect, but it was really cool. I liked it. In this Miami office, when it said FBI in Miami, I thought of this, and another cop has gone his childish ways. Okay, how many know what I'm talking about? If you know what I'm talking about, put it in the comment section below. So I want to thank you guys anyway. That's the FBI. That's my take on FBI Miami. But I want to thank you guys for watching. Thank you for tuning in. You guys who stuck around, I love you. And I know I haven't gone off the rails. I haven't gone off the reservation. I just get bugged by childish behavior. And I'm not talking about slightly childish. I'm talking about acting like a 9-year-old. I don't know. It's gone. Thank you guys for watching Community Leo Watch, letting you know what's going on with Leos across your nation on a Friday. Now I got to go out and watch some Leos.